Welcome to my channel JeST-MUsik score. Today's video about the royals who survived assassination attempts. Royals who survived assassination attempts. The British royal family is arguably the most popular royal family in the world. Over the years they have earned a reputation for their diplomacy, elegance, and style, and many people follow the royals' antics avidly. But the royals are not popular with everyone, of course, and members of the royal family have often fallen victim to attempted violence. Queen Victoria. During her 63-year reign, the fearless monarch was the subject of no less than 7 assassination attempts. The first and most notable attempt on her life came in 1840, when she was just 3 years into her reign. Queen Victoria. A man named Edward Oxford fired 2 pistols at her while she was traveling by carriage with her husband, Prince Albert. Luckily both shots missed the royal pair, who continued their journey unharmed. Oxford was arrested and charged with treason, but he was found not guilty by reason of insanity. He was detained at the State Criminal Lunatic Asylum and subsequently at Broadmoor Hospital, before being released and living out his days in Australia. King Edward VIII. This king's 11-month reign was short but long enough to squeeze in a survived assassination attempt. On July 16, 1936, as the king was making his way back to Buckingham Palace from a ceremony in Hyde Park, a man named George McMahon pushed through the crowd wielding a revolver. The weapon was thrown in the king's direction but fortunately did not go off. McMahon was arrested, charged with intent to alarm, and sentenced to 1 year in jail. Upon release he was a known Nazi sympathizer. King James I. Responsible for introducing Protestantism in the 16th century, King James I was certainly one of the more controversial English monarchs. He became an assassination attempt survivor in 1605 when the infamous Catholic-led gunpowder plot was foiled.
King James I. A group of Catholics had planned to blow up the House of Lords and in doing so kill the king, but the plan failed because Guy Fawkes was caught guarding the gunpowder ahead of the event.
The plotters were executed shortly after the event, but their plan is still commemorated each year on Bonfire Night. King George III. The monarch who led England through the American Revolution and the Napoleonic Wars had a volatile personality and was not liked by many. He had a near brush with death in 1800 when an ex-soldier named James Hadfield shot at him at the Theatre Royal on Drury Lane. The shot missed the king and Hadfield was arrested. He was acquitted of attempted murder by reason of insanity. Edward, Prince of Wales. The future King Edward VII was at Brussels railway station in 1900 with Princess Alexandra when someone made an attempt on his life. The 16-year-old Belgian anarchist Jean-Baptiste Sipadoux fired 2 shots at the royal couple, apparently in protest against the atrocities committed during the Boer War. Any of the bullets grazed the future king's face, but he was luckily left without permanent injury. Sipadoux was arrested and tried, but he was acquitted, largely because of his age. Queen Elizabeth I. Another attempt on royals came in the middle of the 16th century religious turmoil when a group of Catholic conspirators planned to execute the Protestant Queen Elizabeth and replace her with the Catholic Mary, Queen of Scots.
The plot was carefully planned but never came to fruition because the coded messages that the conspirators sent to each other were intercepted by people working for the Queen. The key conspirators were captured and executed, and Protestantism was firmly established as the official religion of England. Princess Anne. The only daughter of the current Queen fell victim to a bizarre kidnapping plot in 1974. On March 20, her car was forced to stop as Ian Ball, an unemployed labourer from North London, drove his car directly in front of it and got out wielding 2 guns. After a struggle with her bodyguard, Ball told the princess to get out of the vehicle, which she did not. Ball was apprehended and sent to a psychiatric facility where he would stay indefinitely. The royal family. In 2015, the royals were targeted as a group by ISIS militants, who threatened to stage a bomb attack during victory over Japan Day celebrations. The threat was taken so seriously that the UK government authorised a drone strike in Syria to kill Riyad Khan, a British citizen who had travelled there to join the Islamic extremist group. The decision to launch the drone strike that killed Riyad Khan, along with 2 other ISIS fighters, was a controversial one and had to be defended by the then Prime Minister Theresa May. Queen Elizabeth II. Just like her great-great-grandmother, the late Queen of England has survived a number of assassination attempts during her long reign. The most notorious attempt came in 1981, when the Queen was visiting Dunedin, New Zealand. 17-year-old Christopher J. Lewis shot at her from the 5th floor of an office building with a .22 caliber rifle he had stolen. The shot missed and the Queen reportedly did not even know she had been shot at. The shooter was arrested and ultimately convicted of carrying a firearm in public, which carried a sentence of 3 years. It is believed that the New Zealand authorities did their best to cover up this incident so as to ensure the British royal family would continue to visit. King Charles. The current king survived an attempt on his life in 1994 while he was in Australia for Australia Day celebrations. The perpetrator, David Kong, jumped up on stage with Charles and fired 2 blanks of a starter pistol at him. The stunt was apparently a protest against the treatment of Cambodian asylum seekers in Australia. Luckily, the quick reaction of Charlie's security crew meant that he went unscathed. Kong was arrested, charged, and found guilty of threatening unlawful violence.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate the valuable time taken to view the entire video till end. Do subscribe and cheer us for future videos.